Tax sale overages list. What are they? How do you find them? How do you get them? And what do you do with them when you find them? Because it's obviously a big financial opportunity, but it's how does it work exactly? Tax sale overages are monies that are left over when a property sells at a real estate tax sale auction, which happens because someone didn't pay their real estate taxes, which happens, you don't pay those real estate taxes for 3 to 4 years. Local government will sell your house to the highest bidder and they'll keep all the tax money from that. But what they won't keep, and where this comes from, they don't keep the money over and above the taxes that they're owed. So just for example, if you had a house that $50,000 was owed in taxes, house sells for $100,000, there's a $50,000 overage, meaning excess money sitting there, and that money can be claimed by the former owner. But usually former owners don't claim the money. Now, why would that be? Why don't they claim their money? They want money, right? Everybody needs money. Well, the reason they don't is they don't know about it. They think, oh, the government sold my house, so they keep the money, and they kind of stare at their shoes and shuffle off into the sunset trying to figure out what's next. Maybe moving in with some relatives, moving in their mom's basement, just trying to get restarted again. What they don't know, it's such a sad fact, is that most of the time there is money left over, especially if it's a house that was sold, almost always money left over. And that money could be theirs by simply applying for the money, raising their hand saying they want it, and the government will give them a check. But you can't apply if you don't know that the money is there, and people don't know because they think, oh, they sold my house, so they keep the money, I guess. They're just not thinking about that. They're thinking about, how am I going to find a place to live? Can I take the dog? How am I going to tell the kids? I'm so embarrassed. I feel terrible. That's what's going on in their minds. And it's not like they can go, hire an attorney for a couple $100s an hour to consult with them. They don't have that kind of money. If they had that kind of money, they would have paid their taxes. So they go shuffling off into the sunset, dejected, sad, and without a friend in the world. You can be their friend and make great money doing it because you're helping them get a big slug of money that they otherwise wouldn't get. And just in my business, which we do this business, I have what I think is the biggest overages business in the country. Our average deal is a little over $100,000 that we're getting. And we're charging, depending on the complexity of the case, somewhere between 30 and 40%. So we're giving people $60,000 to $70,000 typically. When you take someone who thought they'd lost everything and you give them a check for $60,000 or $70,000, it's a life changer for them. And that is my favorite part about this business. You're giving someone, a brand new lease on life. Because there are people that need things as simple as they just need some breathing room. Like they need a car that's reliable that can get them back and forth to work. They need some medical care. I had one woman that we helped that had cataracts such that she couldn't drive, she couldn't do bookkeeping, which was her profession, and she was just stuck in her house, which eventually got lost at tax sale. She used the overages money to get her cataract operation and get started over in life. And sometimes we're literally the difference between like a productive life with good money to life on the streets. Literally, it can be that difference. And it's such a rewarding business and you can get into it. And the steps of the business are we get the lists, which is what you were first asking about. How do you do that? Typically they're Google searches. Now it works differently in different counties, but I'll just give you an example. If you typed into your computer DeKalb County, Georgia excess funds list, you'll see a link to the excess funds list in DeKalb County, Georgia. And DeKalb, by the way, for spelling is DEKALB. So you could do it as easily as that. And you'll see a list. The DeKalb County list is usually 1.5 to 2 pages, usually has a couple $1 million worth of claims on it. And you'll see probably 45 to 60 people owed money just in that one county alone. There are 3,000 counties across the US, so it's lots of counties that you could do this in. And you're going to get these lists, and then in the list, generally speaking, although again, it's county by county, so they can vary a little bit, but generally speaking, what you're going to see is the amount of money that's left over, that I'll call the overage or excess funds, the name of the people that own the property, that's the people that can claim it, and the date it was deposited. And what you need to do is make sure that the money isn't forfeiting yet to the county or the state, because the money will forfeit in most states permanently after a certain amount of time goes by. For example, in Georgia, it's 5 years. So 5 years after that sale, the money forfeits and you can't claim it anymore. Anytime up to that, you can claim it. So really great business. I would say generally speaking, if you're asking what's the general number, I would say about 3 years is typical as to how long you have to claim the money, and then it is cheats. Some states are shorter. There's one state that's 6 months. Other states are longer. There are a couple of states that the money's available forever and you can get it forever. So generally speaking, most states are about 3 years. But this business, like any other, you need to know those details if you actually go into the business. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to give you an overview. So we get the list of people owed the money. We then look up their contact information with a process called skip tracing. That's just a matter of finding their social media accounts, their mailing address, their cell phone number, their current mailing address, and that way we can reach out to them. We can reach out to them. Ultimately, we end up on the phone with them, talking to them and saying, hey, would you like some help with this? We've located money that you're eligible to claim. And if you're interested, our company does that and offers it as a service for a percentage of what we recover. If we recover anything, if we don't recover anything, doesn't cost you a dime, so there's no risk to you. But if you'd like to work with us, there's a good chance you could have a big windfall. And people sign up with us all the time. We're not telling them where the money is because that's our proprietary research. But we do tell them we found a lump sum of money we could get for you. A bunch of them hire us. We then go and follow through with an application process. We get the money. We keep our portion. We give their portion to them. That's the business. We can handle many, many claims at a time, just like you can handle many claims at a time, because each one doesn't take that much time. Each claim spread out over a couple months is probably 8 hours or so, plus or minus, depending on the complexity of the claim. So it's not like you can't handle a bunch of them. You absolutely can. And they're also not expensive to process. They're pretty inexpensive. Basically, they're mailing costs and things like that, but very moderate cost to process. So you can put these things in your hopper, or as I saw, in your pipeline, and you put 2 in a month in your pipeline, 2 a month will come out. And our average deal is just over $100,000, and our average fee is between $30,000 and $40,000, so we'll call it $35,000 average fee. And we're doing a few a month, every month. Actually, it's more than a few. We're doing a few a week every week. So this is a really rich place to go into. Most people don't know about it. It's a little niche business. And even if they know about it, most people don't actually tackle it and do it. So the opportunity is wide open for you. In today's environment with a tough economy, especially for people at the bottom, more and more people are losing properties at tax sales, and is a great opportunity for you to help them and for you to make great money. So if you want to know more about this, click on the link below. I have an intro to my Overages business video. It's free right here on YouTube. I delve more deeply into the tax sale overages business. And from there, if you want to get full training, I offer trainings. We have a home study course. We do live events. We offer training in this business, so I can completely train you how to get one of these businesses up and running. They get up and running quickly. They don't take a lot of money to start, and it's a really wonderful way to make a difference in someone else's life and make a great difference in your life for yourself and your family, because there's great money to be made. There's great pride to be had in helping people, and you can really do something amazing. So click on the link below. I will see you over at the Intro to Overages business video. It's Attorney Bob Diamond. Click on the link, and I'll see you over there.